Restore your health, be renewed. You gotta take control to see a breakthrough. You're only one step away from a life made better. A life made better. A life made better.
Greetings to our dedicated listeners of the Restore Your Health podcast. I'm your host, Laronda, and this week we'll discuss herbal remedies for a seasonal cold, helpful tips for winter garden protection, ways to relieve joint stiffness, and diabetes. Let me start by stating that all content shared on the show is for educational and informational purposes only, not meant to diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent any disease. I'd like to start with a little inspiration. This comes from the quote, "Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself," by George Bernard Shaw. I couldn't agree with this quote more than how the author intended for the listeners to receive or understand it. This quote tells us a little bit about life, and it tells us that life should not be determined by others discovering you, rather knowing who you are and creating the life you desire to have. Don't wait for someone else to validate your worth. Start creating your own path, and others will soon follow. I hope that this encourages you to do what you love to do, to become what you want, to discover who you really are. Let us begin today by talking about herbal remedies for seasonal colds. We know that it's getting that time of season when the temperature is changing, people are getting colds and flu-like symptoms, and we are nearing the flu season. Well, we've got a remedy for that. It starts with protecting your immune system. So it's always best to be prepared before the flu season hits. We know this. The cold weather hits outside. Flu season's here. You don't want to wait till flu season is here to start preparing. So let's start now. Okay. So once people start getting colds and coughs and the flu-like symptoms, you have to protect yourself. In order to do that, you must start early by protecting your immune system. That is why we have some simple ways to help protect you from getting sick this season. So the herbal remedies we have this winter. Herbal remedies have been around for centuries and have been the staple of natural medicine, even before we were introduced to traditional medicine practices. In fact, herbal medicine was the only remedy upon which we use to cure many ailments, many diseases, many viruses, including the cold and flu-like symptoms. Before we even knew what the flu was, I'm pretty sure that your ancestors used lots of old-time remedies. Okay. Before we discuss these remedies, let's define the flu. The flu is commonly known as influenza. Influenza is an infectious disease caused by the influenza virus. The symptoms of the virus can range from a mild to severe fever, a runny nose, sore throat, muscle pain, headaches, body aches, fatigue, and a cough, in which lasts for approximately 1 to 4 days after contact or exposure. Getting ahead of the virus is going to be key, okay? And this is why we want to help you to prepare yourself for the winter season, okay? This can be done by incorporating vitamins and herbs like vitamin C, elderberry herb tinctures, ginseng, echinacea, ginger root, the raw ginger root, raw garlic is excellent. Probiotics are another way to help boost your immune health, psyllium therapies, and vitamin D, along with steam inhalation therapies and taking the natural therapy or natural energy drink, the Ninja Red, which we talk about a lot on the show. This drink helps to build the immune system and protects against viruses and germs. Okay, it helps to to build your immune function against viruses that try to attack our immune function. Also, keeping a clean environment helps to minimize germs, and of course, washing your hands with warm soap and water, okay? That keeps the germs off your hands. Cleaning your surfaces keeps the germs off your surfaces, and eating a healthy diet, taking natural supplements keeps your immune system built up. So making sure to wipe down your surfaces daily is very important. You do this, that will do the trick. Here are some other ways to combat the flu symptoms and virus. Okay, you want to catch it early. You want to utilize homeopathic medicine practices. You're going to do this at the first sign of symptoms of the cold or flu-like symptoms. Okay, so at the first sight that you start feeling achiness or a fever or cough, runny nose, you want to start the regimen then. Taking a double dose of vitamin C along with Ninja Red energy drink will help to boost your immune system, and it will also help to combat any type of cold virus, and it will give your body an immediate boost that it needs to function well because it's an energy drink and it's packed with antioxidants, everything that you need. Okay, so next we'll discuss how to protect your winter garden plants. Now, I know we are right in the middle of the winter. We're at the beginning of the winter. Winter has really not even started yet. But let's just say we're in the fall, heading into the winter. So we're preparing ahead of time. If you already have a garden, you want to listen to what we have to say about protecting your winter garden plants from the cold and even snowy days. That's right. So there'll be snow this winter. So we want to make sure that our plants are protected from the snow. If you already have a garden, you've already started planting your winter plants, if they're already in the ground, then that's a good thing. You're already ahead of the game. Okay, so you might want to rethink how to keep them covered. Either you can go with building a cold frame, or you can cover them by covering them with plastic, okay? This will also keep your plants from frostbite or dying. Building a cold frame, it keeps them from dying out too early. If you have a greenhouse, this will be a plus, okay? So if you have a greenhouse, then put all of your plants, of course, in your greenhouse. But if not, you're going to want to know how to build a cold frame, okay? Many winter plants are made to survive cold weather. They're just made like that, okay? But of course, if we get the fiercest cold weather, if there's snow, even the plants that are meant to survive cold weather need to be covered, okay? So however, making sure to have them mulched. So if you have mulch, not pine straw, but mulch around your plant. Make sure that if you have trees, make sure that you have mulch around your trees, and to protect them, this will be best. Okay, and then planting plants that are meant for cold seasons. As we said before, you had not already, put some plants in the ground that are meant for cold winter season. Doing this are ways to ensure that your plants will make it through the harvest season. Make it to harvesting. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about how to build a cold frame. So to build a cold frame, you will need to visit your local hardware store for supplies like your 2x4s, your hinges, your screws, and a screwdriver if you don't already have those, okay, and your corrugated plastic for gardening. Okay, you can also use recyclable material. Okay, so like old windows or an old scrap wood meant for outdoor. Just make sure to get outdoor wood. Make sure it's for outdoor and make sure it's for garden. So if you have cedar wood or something like that laying around and you want to build with that, you can, but just make sure that the dimensions are suitable for protecting your plants. If you already have raised garden beds, that's a plus because all you need to do is put the corrugated plastic in your 2x4s to make the actual frame for them at the top. Okay, you're going to make sure to get outdoor wood though. Make sure it's outdoor wood. If not using recyclable materials, they should always be for outdoor use. Also, doing this will help to extend the growing season and it will provide sufficient living for your plants. Don't forget though to make sure that your plants have proper ventilation. Okay, this will also help your plants to breathe. It will leave room for your plants to breathe. Our plants need to breathe, so make sure that your cold frames are not completely covering everything, that there are no creases around that they can actually breathe through. Okay, that would not be a good thing. Okay, so just make sure that your plants are covered. The average cost to build a cold frame, it's somewhere around $40 to $75. Or you can always buy one that's already built. You just go to your local hardware store and you can ask for the cold frames. They have cold frames there. Or you can go online and Google it online, cold frames, okay, for winter gardening, and you will see a vast amount of variety of cold frames that you can choose to purchase one already built for your garden. All right, but if you don't have that, you can build it. If you have multiple beds that you have winter plants in and you want to protect them, go ahead and build your cold frames for those. Also for your trees, if you have trees and plants, you want to make sure that they have mulch around them, or leaves, any type of leaves around the base of your plant in the winter months. Okay, but of course, trees are meant to survive the winter, but you still should have something around them just to help keep them warm in the winter months. All right, so let's switch up and talk a little bit about the growing concern about diabetes. Okay, it's important to know that there are two types of diabetes type 1 and type 2. And knowing how to protect yourself is also very important. Okay, so if you have diabetes type 1 or type 2, or you know someone who has diabetes, then you are going to want to listen to this information. Okay, so first of all, diabetes, just like any other form of ailment or disease, can be helped and it can be improved or even prevented in some cases by incorporating plant foods to your diet, which provides essential vitamins, minerals, nutrients to the human body, along with physical exercise, losing a few extra pounds, natural medicine, of course, natural products to help boost the immune system to keep your body healthy and vibrant. These are all ways to lower your risk and to help you to regain a healthy body by eliminating diabetes altogether. And lastly, keeping the body in motion will help with joint stiffness and mild to moderate pain. Finding an exercise regimen that fits your schedule is best. You can easily incorporate a little walking, a little cycling, jogging, or even swimming into your daily regimen. This will also help you to prevent joint stiffness and joint pain, in addition to eating a healthy diet. Okay, you can eat healthy foods like olive oil, vitamin E, seeds, nuts, berries, and other types of foods from the Mediterranean diet. If you are vegan, of course, you go for the seeds and the nuts, the berries, and olive oil and vitamin E and plant-based proteins. Okay, you want to look for plant-based proteins. But if you are using the Mediterranean diet, you want to make sure that your diet contains plenty of omega fatty acids like your salmon, your tuna, and mackerel. Those type of fish are really, really good fish to incorporate into your diet, into your regimen. And remember, any disease can be reversed with the right plan. If you like me, if you want to know more about how the body can heal itself with the use of plants, herbs, and natural products, purchase my new ebook, Live, Sleep, and Eat Well. You can get it from Amazon or you can get it off of our website. I will put the link in the chat for you to purchase the book. Okay, so to purchase any of the natural products mentioned today, you can visit our website. Okay, also for detail. If you want to get the Ninja Red energy drink, you can purchase that off of our website as well. Okay, stay connected with us on all of our social media platforms for more details, for more content on how to restore your health through natural means, natural medicine, natural homeopathic therapies. Also, if you'd like to support the broadcast by sending a donation, you can send a donation through our PayPal, Cash App, our Patreon. If you're doing Cash App, it's $ Laronda Dawson. Okay, so if you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, you can do that as well. Any of those forms of support will gladly be appreciated. Well, guys, that's it for this week's broadcast. It was short this week. We are just recovering from eating all of that great Thanksgiving, just like many of you getting rid of your Thanksgiving leftover meals so that you can get back to your regular regimen. Well, guys, that concludes this week's episode of the Restore Your Health podcast. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and share with a friend. Until next week, have an amazing week, everyone.
Restore your health, be renewed. You gotta take control to see a breakthrough. You're only one step away from a life made better. A life made better. A life made